Some of these worked amazingly for us, and some of them I regret buying, and one of them really surprised me. If you're new here, I'm Aileen. This is Homeschool with the Clarks. I'm currently homeschooling 4 kiddos in grades 8th, 6th, 3rd, and TK. Let's start with what's staying in our homeschool next year. These are the wins, the things that are just working for us, and I'm sticking with it. First up is the story of the world. We have used it the last 2 school years. We've done the Middle Ages. We're doing early modern history right now, and we will be moving into the 4th volume, Modern History, next year for homeschool. I just love that it's very easy to implement. You can use the audiobook, you can do the read aloud. There are a lot of choices in their teacher manual. However, I don't feel overwhelmed by it. I am able to just stick with, okay, we're going to do the map work, we're going to do narration, and every once in a while I add a project. I love that it has coloring pages. It works so well for multiple ages. I can make it more challenging for my older kids, and my youngest can just kind of tag along. So it's really been working well for us. The next one is something new that we implemented this year, and that is math with confidence. My TK kiddo did kindergarten this year, and then my 3rd grader did level 3 this year. It has been so wonderful. I was a little hesitant because it is a little bit more teacher intensive, and with homeschooling 4 kids, I really have to find that balance between open and go, but also meeting my kids where they are. And I feel like it's just been such a great win, specifically the math games for my 3rd grader. Her math facts are like spot on, and it's because of the math games, and they're intimidating at first, but they're actually really easy and fast to implement. Speaking of math, another thing that is staying for sure next year is Saxon math paired with Nicole, the math lady. I love how she breaks down concepts really easily. She is so high energy. Their online platform works really well. You can watch the videos. They don't take a lot of time. It does automatic grading. I love that I can control the settings. Like, I let my kids try as many times as they want to answer a question and get it correct. And it's like that instant feedback of whether you got it right or not. It's been fantastic. And my kids' math, they're just very confident in their math now. And I feel like that's the Saxon program. It's really, I know it's old school, not everyone loves it, but it is working for us. The next one is kind of a staying and going, and I'll explain why. And that one is moving beyond the page. This year we used moving beyond the page for 8th grade, 6th grade, and 3rd grade, only their language arts. And I think it's fantastic. It's a lot of books. It's a lot of worksheets. I've really had to grow and learn that I don't have to make my kids do all of it and pick and choose what I think is going to best serve them. And my 3rd grader will be sticking with it for 4th grade. My 6th grader would have been using it for 7th grade, but we are pivoting completely for her. She's going to be still homeschooling, but doing something totally different. So make sure you stay tuned for my curriculum picks video, because I will dig into that with you, but she will not be using moving beyond the page. And then my 8th grader is going to high school. So he's not gonna do the high school moving beyond the page. If he were staying home to homeschool, he would probably have used it for 9th grade. But we are pivoting there as well, and he's gonna try in-person school. The last one, I don't even know that I shared that we were using this on here, because I decided to start it in January, and that is Beautiful Feet Books US Geography. We were doing a program that included, you were supposed to start studying the 50 states halfway through the program this year. That was paired with Story of the World. But what they had was like kind of boring. And so I knew I wanted to do another 50 states study, but I wasn't decided on which one. And we ended up going with Beautiful Feet Books. I am using both the K-3 and 4-6 teacher manuals, which is a little tricky. I might do a video on how I make that work with mixed ages if you're interested. So let me know in the comments. But that is working well for us. We are hoping to finish the Southeast. So we would have done part 1, which is like intro to geography, the Northeast, and then the Southeast by the end of this year. And then we'll continue with the second half of the book next year. All right, let's talk about what's going, what I'm not keeping for next year. And, not all of these are bad. They just didn't work for us, or we've used them up. So let's talk about it. The first one might surprise you, because I've talked about how much I love it, and that is The Good and the Beautiful Science. We've used lots of their curriculum over the years, and we've enjoyed it. We've pivoted, we've done other things, but I've been using the science for the last 2 years and I've really loved it. And I've talked about that, but we've used almost all of their units. And I'm feeling at this point in time that we really need to move into digging deeper into science, because we've kind of touched all of the different areas of science. And now I feel like I need to just really dig deeper, especially for my incoming 4th grader. She is a science focused kid and she just needs a little bit more. She wants all the experiments. They do some hands-on stuff. It's a lot of like cutting paper, like paper games, which they all really enjoy the science from The Good and the Beautiful. It's just, there's like 3 units that we haven't done, and it's time to try something new. So I'm trying to figure that out. It will not be for my older kids. It will just be for my incoming 4th grader. And then my kindergartner will like tag along. So if you have suggestions for science, I'm open to Christian or secular. I can make either work. But we're not staying with The Good and the Beautiful science. So nothing against them. We love their units. We've just used almost all of them. The next one is My Father's World. I was so excited about My Father's World. I did an entire video about why we're leaving, so I'm not going to dig in too deep here, but basically we did My Father's World pre-K this year and Exploration to 1850, which is like the family style. And I ended up dropping both of them. We will not be continuing. It was not for us. So I'm not going to do that. I was doing too much. I need to just stick with Story of the World. The next one, this one really surprised me. I've used this program for my other 2 kids, not my oldest, because what it does, he learned in public school, but my other 2 kids, I use the program all the way through, and I have had nothing but good things to say about it. I still love it. It is amazing, but it's not working for my youngest kiddo, and that is Logic of English Foundations. I love that program. It teaches them how to read. It teaches them how to write. It teaches them grammar. It teaches them reading comprehension. Unfortunately, we tried to implement it halfway through the TK year after she turned 5 with my youngest, and it just did not work for us. And it's such a disappointment for a couple of reasons. 1, I know how to use the program, so I didn't have to relearn anything. 2, I already own all of the books, all of the teacher manuals, all of the readers. I already had the workbook for level A. And again, it's multisensory, it's Orton Gillingham style reading instruction. It follows the science of reading. It is a fantastic program. And so it was really humbling for me to realize that we cannot use it for this kiddo. But after a lot of reflection, I don't think that it's that we started too young. I think that it just moves too fast. The way that they introduce phonograms is they introduce them rather quickly, and they introduce all of the sounds at the same time. So like A says a, ah. They teach all of that. They teach all of the sounds of Y at the same time. They teach all of the sounds of G at the same time, and they want them to memorize all of those sounds. And it was just very overwhelming for her. She was not retaining it. And really the big thing was that her confidence was just tanking. So I'm doing some research on other reading programs. Definitely stay tuned, because I will be sharing in my next video kind of what I'm thinking about for next year as far as curriculum before I do my official curriculum picks video. But it is not going to be Logic of English. I still have everything, but I probably just need to sell it and make room in my cabinet, because if we start another reading program, I'm going to need to stick with that reading program. But it's so sad because, again, Logic of English is amazing. It just didn't work for my kiddo. The last thing that is not staying this year that I was so excited about last year is Beautiful Feet Music Appreciation. I tried to implement it. It seems great. And I love Beautiful Feet books. Their stuff can be kind of hard to implement if you need something that's very like directed and scripted, because they're not that. And their lessons can be kind of like, some lessons take longer than others, and that's really hard for my brain. But also it's like a beauty subject, right? And my heart is not tied to necessarily really digging deep into music appreciation at this time. And when I started implementing the lessons, my kids really enjoyed them. They loved getting to rate the music, but it was like, some of the songs were really, really long, and it was just really hard to find time to implement it with 4 kids and having limited time that we do our family studies. And then one of my kids is doing gymnastics during the day twice a week, and it was too much. So we are dropping it, and I'm just going to be happy with us using Hoffman Academy. I know that's not the same, but they are getting some kind of music instruction. And so we'll stick with that. But the Beautiful Feet Books music program is not staying with us next year. So those are just a few things that are staying and going in our homeschool next year. I will be digging in more to my thoughts on our curriculum next year, as well as sharing our curriculum picks soon. So please make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that bell so you can see when my new videos are posted. I'll see you next time. Bye.